We do not encourage or glorify drug use of any kind. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please always be responsible.
The AYO New York
Podcast.
Let's get to it.
definitely discussing some shit.
The pressure is on.
Just made it realistic. I just, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do something here.
I
Let's
have no
figure
idea
this
what
out.
we're even talking about today.
I think we're just chilling. We
Rollo,
out here.
I got you.
We out here. We just gonna.
Let me drive the train. Here.
Yeah, no, you got it.
I'm just gonna ride that motherfucker.
All right.
I'm on the back.
I'm on the caboose.
I'm on the back.
All right, it's the AYO New York podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Armstrong, here with my co-host, Haven, and Robert Jr. Give it up for us. Hey. Can we get a vibe check here? Can we get a vibe check? Hello, vibe check. Hey, all right. That's what I need. I need to pump me up a little bit. Vibe checking this motherfucker. Now, I always feel funnier when Wendy's here. I don't know why. I don't know. You like my jokes more, I think. I always feel better.
Because we grew up together.
Motivation.
You know what he's gonna laugh
Yeah,
at.
she knows every little thing. That's why I feel better when you're here. I feel like I'm funnier.
Other people don't get our full humor. This is how our holidays are. You guys have no fucking idea. This is only like a fraction of shit.
So what's going on with y'all? What's new with you, Haven? Anything new?
No,
Make sure I'm talking to this mic.
crazy fucking busy and
Just light skin behavior.
light skin.
Anything you have? Any nothing new? Nothing new?
No, nothing. I'm just completely and utterly busy, and that's
Okay,
it.
well, we'll
But it's
take
a
that.
good thing, though, right? So I mean, if I'm busy, that means I'm doing something worth being busy for. So
Yep. I get you.
You know?
What about you, Robert Jr., Mr. Irish?
Don't do that.
I mean, fucking Boston.
now
Celtics
you know he
fucking-
repping his Eagle shit. This nigga-
Oh, Eagle. Okay, I get it. Oh yeah.
Not shit. Just like Haven said, work,
Yeah.
busy. You know.
Nothing else? Nothing crazy? No slutty stories for us or anything?
No, what the fuck?
All right, well, I'm just checking.
No,
you.
well,
I'm checking the temperature in the
Somebody
room, guys.
disappeared on us for
I got a lot to talk about today.
I bet you.
but we haven't dug in this shit. This nigga may have a story for you just in case.
Yeah, he probably got some slutty story for us all.
He's
Sick
gotta have
bastard.
something.
I go to
Sick
church.
bastard.
I go to church.
Okay.
Everybody go to church. I know folks who go to
Jesus.
church that do very strange things.
Do you? Yeah. Well, why? Okay, never mind.
I'm sure you
How
do
did you
too.
meet them?
At church. Nah, I don't go to church.
All right. Well,
What's new with you?
let's.
Whole lot of
where,
gang shit.
Where do we start? Here?
Dive into it.
No, I had a bad trip on mushrooms, so we're just gonna go ahead and start off with that.
This nigga didn't say where he did it.
No,
what he
listen.
did to get there.
So y'all know I had a little vacation. So we went to a cannabis festival, and well, first off, fucking.
He's got to start over.
Well, no, because listen, the whole thing. I'll start from the beginning. I'm giving you from the beginning to the
raw
end.
beginning,
Man.
yeah,
Just let me roll, all right?
ahead.
So now we
Take it from the top.
the guys picked me up from the house. We got going. We got there Thursday night. Rested up that night. Friday went and played me some poker. I won 1,100. I was up. Yeah, we was doing good. We was official. That lasted me like 3 hours. I went after that and I searched for me a frozen margarita.
This dude's always talking about frozen margaritas.
I love them shits.
With the Mayo's coming up.
But no, man, we just chilled out for Friday night because the wasn't until Saturday. The cannabis festival wasn't until Saturday. We was pumped about that shit. But
Where is this though?
DC. So DC does a national cannabis festival every year. This year was 2 Chainz was headlining. Yeah. But that shit did not go the way we planned.
Wait.
This shit everything went wrong that day. At
The look
first.
on this nigga's face shows me that you're correct.
I'm
about
not
that
naming no
wrong.
names when I talk about this, so don't worry. I ain't naming no names. It's gonna be all just me and whoever I was with, but I ain't gonna name no names. But so yeah, we chilled out Friday night. Saturday we got to the place. We had a little early. We paid to get in early, so. We had brought our chairs, everything. We wanted to set up in front of the stage. They had a concert. Like they do a concert, and then they have all these vendors around selling weed and mushrooms, all this crazy shit, right?
Sounds great.
Yeah, no, real. And just before I get going, I'm not here promoting no drugs or nothing like that. Like I'm not trying to make it like it's cool or whatever. Because if you know me, like I'm the one the least to like try anything. Like I've never tried no pills, coke, crack, heroin, nothing. Just weed and shrooms I've tried, and that was like my 3rd time doing shrooms. But so I was excited. I said we're gonna go. We're gonna have a nice vacation. I'm gonna go and just vibe out here, you know. So my dumb ass goes to the motherfucking I go to one of the stands. They had the mushrooms. I bought an eighth of it, right? And so I've heard dudes be like, yo, take the whole eighth, like, you'll be okay. You know what I mean? And I'm like, nah, I don't think I want to do that. Like, let me just be easy.
Especially nowadays, shit is super strong. Like you get
Yeah. So what I told him, I was like, well, I'll just do half. I'll do half, right? I took this big ass fucking chunk like this, right? Took it, ate it. We go sit down in front of the dude, the reggae dude up there doing this thing. In about 20 minutes, that shit said, the pressure was on. When I tell you that I like immediately about 15 minutes in, I said, all right, I started feeling a little warm or whatever. I said, all right, I'm feeling it.
Look
whatever.
how he bop though.
Yeah,
man.
last
That
time
nigga's
it
like
took a
that.
little. It took a little longer last time, but it's okay. Whatever, you know, I'm feeling it. Whatever. And I'm sitting there, and now what happens at these concerts is they have like these screens and shit with all these visual shit. They try to get this shit to trigger. They want you to be looking at all the funny lights and all this crazy shit, right? And so I'm sitting there, and that shit hit me like a ton of bricks, right? And I'm looking around. I'm like, all right, don't act weird. Don't act weird. Don't act weird. You good? I'm counseling myself.
But you
like,
end
you're
up
good.
acting weird when you tell yourself not to act weird.
Absolutely. So I'm like looking at the thing, and I'm telling the guys, I say, yo, man, I can see why, like, because like what they do is they'll give you, like there's some doctors that'll give you mushrooms to work on like your vision. They do it for depression. They do it for all types of different shit. So like I'm looking, I can see the stage clear as day. I'm like, I see every detail, like every fucking thing, man. Like it was crazy. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy, right? So I sat there for a minute, and then I started to get exhausted. I got exhausted, but I was not tired though. So I'm just sitting there like this. I'm like, what's going on? I'm looking at the guys like, what's going on? What's going on, right? The music is just keep going and keep going and keep going. I'm like, all right, I'm getting sick of this reggae vibe right now. Something's got to give here, right? So I'm like, all right. I got up. I'm like, let me not make this awkward. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I got up. I'm like, let me go get a water. So I go over to the stand. I said, yo, can I get a water? He's like, yeah, $2. I give him $2. He turns around to get the water. I took the display and walked off. He's like,
Oh my God.
I was mad. I wasn't thinking, man. I was just like very antsy. I took the display and I walked off, and I started to crack. And he's like, yo. And I turned back, and I'm like, and I just walked off.
What you paid for? I mean,
Absolutely. And I like my water warm anyway. So I just,
You didn't turn back?
no, man. I was committed to that walk, bro. I was exhausted.
Yeah,
man.
but look at what he was saying. So Brandon was already impatient, and just because the nigga had to turn around and make a 6-inch grab to get the cold water, Brandon couldn't wait for that.
I snatched that motherfucker so quick.
It was in so much focus that it probably seemed like a long time to you, and that's probably what it was. My man turned around, and Brandon was like, "Nah."
No, I was just
do it.
awkward, man. Like I was just awkward. And then so like I'm walking back to my seat, and then like I'm a little paranoid because I'm like I think everybody's looking at me. Like I think I'm being weird. And then then everybody started walking like they were in like spacesuits. Like they were like walking like this, man. I'm like, all right, man, just chill the fuck out. Like you're good, right? You're good. So I sit back down, and I'm like, all right, well, yo, let me text somebody and just kind of just be like, let them know, hey, I'm tripping a little bit. And like, cause I let them know like this was going to happen. Right. I open my phone and I open the text messages and I start typing. All the words and the letters are jiggling. They're all jiggling. And I'm like, ho, 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 ho. And I'm looking, I'm going, whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, no, I can't look. And I closed that shit up, and I'm like, man, fuck this shit, man. Like, I'm sitting there. I said, never again will I do this shit again. Never again will I do it. I'm feeling all this, like, feeling of, like, just, like, a ton of pressure, man. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen. So I'm just like, in my head, I was like, I'm about to catch a cab back to this motherfucking, or Uber back to this motherfucking room, but I don't want to be weird and ruin the time for everybody else, right? So I was like, if I catch this cab, I'm probably going to walk out there and not be able to find it. So I was like, let me sit my ass here and be okay. Now, they're giving us a warning because the weather was supposed to rain, and they were like, if it rains and gets lightning, everybody's got to get out. We got to shut it down. We got to evacuate. And they started making them announcements and shit, and my homeboy was like, yo, we about to get to the car already. And I'm like, I'm with you. We're right on time. Yeah. So we're walking out, and a lot of people are trying to leave. We end up crossing some weird-ass highway. Like, I'm in the middle of a highway, tripping on shrooms, trying to get back to the car, man. This white girl's walking next to me, and she's like, hey, she said something to me. I said, listen, I am high on shrooms right now. I'm having a bad trip.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm having a bad trip. She's like, oh my God, you should have not have eaten. She's like coaching me through it and everything. And I'm like, this shit was weird as fuck, right? So I get back to the car.
I feel like this has to be a sketch, like a Chappelle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this would be very funny. Go ahead. Though.
Yeah. But no, I get back to the car and we're waiting for the rest of the guys to get back. And so like I'm in there just like I said, I was exhausted. I'm just trying to gather myself. And the person that I was with, when we were there, I seen him take some shrooms. Now, he gets in the front seat of the car and he turns it on because I'm like, yo, I need some AC. I'm hot as fuck. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to get out and smoke a cigarette. And I'm like, cool.
So much going on.
The car was running. I'm cool. And all of a sudden, he just opens the car door. Is like, yo, B, I'm about to turn the car off. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like, I'm not about to sit in here and bake in this goddamn car. What the hell is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, turn the goddamn car. Because there's one thing, but like when you're on shrooms, like you are very alert. You're not just like slumped over like, and high as hell. Like you're very alert. Right. So I'm like, yo, man, you are not about to turn this car off and leave me in here fucking baking. You know what I mean? So he kept the car on. The guys got all back to the car. And this motherfucker act like he was about to drive. And I'm like, listen, there is one person in this car that is not on shrooms. He is going to drive, not you. He's like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, no, because the dynamic here is when you're on shrooms, you feel like you're so okay that you're not high.
But you're not okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm looking and I'm like, you're not driving me any fucking wheres right now. Yo, like, you need to get out of that front.
Look at how his posture
Get your ass,
like,
yeah, man.
His posture goes very strict when he's talking about, like, yo, you're not gonna be driving shit.
Yeah, you like, but I was not about to be put in that spot or whatever. So, no, for real, man. I was already having a bad trip. So, in my head right there, after they got back to the car and we were about to head back, I was in my head. I said, I'm about to call and book me a plane, and I'm going home. I said, the whole trip is done. I said, fuck going to North Carolina. Fuck all this shit. I ain't never doing this shit again. I'm fucking going home. I said, this is it for me. Like this, I'm ruining the trip.
This thing expired it early. He knew he was just going home. Just going home.
No, but so I ended up. I ended up coming down a little bit. I got back to the hotel room. I took a shower. I felt a lot better, but there was a funny part, right? So we're in the car and we're driving, and we're with another dude in the car, and he was like, at one point, and he knows what I'm gonna say. At one point, like where everybody's like checking everybody, yo, you okay and everything, and da. And then when he was starting to drive, this motherfucker buckled up, and I didn't know. So at one point he was like, nah, I don't even really feel high right now. And I looked over, this nigga is fully strapped in with a seatbelt on in the back seat. I'm like, hey man, you're definitely high right now. I'm like,
yeah, this nigga had to get up. Wait.
But he made me paranoid because I'm like, now he's tripping. Now I'm fucking tripping. Like we got too much going on right now. I said, I need the weird shit to stop. I need the weird shit to stop, man.
But this is why niggas don't do extra shit though.
Yeah, man.
It'd be stressful shit. And I told you, Brandon gets tight.
Yeah.
Like you can just
clinch up on their ass.
You can tell Brandon's posture when shit makes him mad.
No, I was uncomfortable, like man. I was very uncomfortable, but so I did end up coming down. I took a shower. We ended up going to casino, and I felt great. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a ton of energy. I was like with the shits, like wherever we wanted to go, like whatever we want to do, like I'm with it. Let's go. Like I felt great. I didn't take any more, but I just felt great. So we did our thing at the casino. We got some bottle service, and I don't know if you guys ever seen somebody walk somebody out of a VIP section so calmly. It was the greatest thing in the world. This girl came and sat in our VIP. Like we didn't even know her like that. Like he may have talked to her like 1 minute or whatever. She came and sat in our VIP. This dude gonna come up to her and take her hand very politely and be like, come here.
No, you didn't.
Walked her right out of the...
Good for you.
I said, nigga, what? That was the nicest fucking kicked out of VIP I've ever seen in my life, man.
But you know what? Yeah. Like, not a lot of people would do that. Like, a lot of thirsty niggas would just be like, yo, I'm about to take advantage of this situation.
Yeah, but she wasn't nothing to be thirsty about, so it was like...
but still, like, people need to be in check like that sometimes. I would be that person. I'd be like, oh, yo, no, excuse me.
You just invited yourself here?
Quick? Like, yeah. You're just not going to sit down. Right. She's seen VIP, and she was like, oh, velvet rope and shit.
Yeah. No, that nigga kicked her out. But no, we had a good night that night. We ended it out, watched a little bit of the fight on the phones because we couldn't get in anywhere. But So like the next few days, man, I took it easy on the shrooms. I said, look, I want to try them again, but I'm just going to kind of microdose and get myself there a little bit at a time. I end up being high on shrooms for 4 days. But look, though, I will say, and this is what I will say, it was probably the most
Enlightening.
that and just very, very therapeutic. We had a lot of good conversations, a lot of just a lot of laughs. It was, I know it sounds corny or whatever, but man, like, listen, no, it really was, man. Like, I needed to get away from work and everything for a while, get back to here and just feel a little bit better about things. And it really helped me a lot. Like, I ended up, like I said, it was high for like 4 days, man. Like, there was one day I was laying in bed with some shades on for like 2 hours in my drawers. But I felt great. It felt so right. It felt so right. I was just in the bed like this. And I was asking my man, I said, yo, man, what's your middle name? We just had some deep talks, man.
Yo, that's when you know it's deep, though.
Yo, it was so deep, man.
How many people's middle name do you know? Like, that makes sense, though. Yeah, but see, you know what I think that it is, though? I mean, I think it probably breaks down that wall, you know what I mean, that you're just, like, constantly trying to be.
It does. It lets you open up a little bit. It lets you open up and just feel, like you feel a little more comfortable with everything. I mean, there was a certain point where, like, you know how like your emotions start to kick in. Like, I definitely felt like tearing up at one point. I don't even know why.
Wait, what?
I don't even know why.
And he got to fix himself. Hold on.
Yeah, and then I just went through like a little bit of an emotional stage where it was just like, like everything either aggravated me a little bit, but not too much.
Every emotion came out.
Yeah, and I was like kind of teared up. I was listening to this
But
one.
he said not too much.
Yeah. I got really upset because I was trying to find, I like this song and I like this girl, and I was trying to find the girl who sings the songs like social media, and she didn't have one. I was like so upset about that all. Like, it was all weird. And I'm like, you know what? I wrote the dude who wrote the song. I wrote him on Instagram. I said, no, man, hey, listen, I really like that song, man, but I want to see you guys perform it.
Yo.
I gave him this whole long thing.
Yo, well, you know what?
Oh, God.
Now that you brought that up, I tried to write Dollar Shave Club. I don't know if you guys seen my post.
I saw that.
Yeah, but listen, this is a serious thing. I'm up at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning, right? Understand? I shave my head and my face. I don't know how I got in this, but you said about writing people. You can't write Dollar Shave Club. So I wrote their fucking robot, and I broke up with them subtly.
You wrote the robot?
I wrote the robot.
Oh,
and I said,
yeah, because we'll get into that in the AI.
Oh, okay.
We'll get into that in the AI.
Absolutely.
In the AI.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It goes in a little bit more.
You got to write letters to motherfuckers nowadays, I guess. And that's how you get your point across. You got to write letters.
But no, at the end of the day, like I said, we got back Wednesday. It was like a 6-day trip. 4 of those days I was definitely high all day, every day. But it was very therapeutic, man. I would definitely do it again. It's not something that I would do like on a regular, obviously. I'm not that dude.
Atmosphere for you, though.
It was everything, man. Like when we were at that, we were on a little island. We were at an Airbnb, and that shit was dope. Like it was like we sat on the ocean for hours. Like, we sat in the ocean for hours, just zooted, just watching waves and birds. And
this thing can't do nothing but shake his head. I think he's still going.
No, he might be.
That sounds like some peaceful shit, though.
No, it really was, man. Like I'm telling you.
do.
But see, I got 80. I don't know if I could do it.
You would. Yeah, them shrooms will have his ass sitting right down somewhere. But I mean, you'll have some energy, but you'll be sitting down somewhere just relaxing, man. Like,
I wouldn't mind that. Like, cause I'm a hard sleeper and shit. Cause I have an overactive mind. Like, so I'd be up a few times. I might need one of those when I get out of the army.
What up, man?
No, I just said, I even like, I bet like the environment will matter. Like, if you were like on an island where like it was quiet, but it was just the ocean and the sand.
Yeah.
Like, it was just really just quiet, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it will force you to slow down.
Yes, it will. Yeah, it will.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if you.
It will, man.
Though, because like I might
gonna
be
be out there running
I might be the
laps on the
nigga
sand.
making a surfboard out of a fucking bamboo tree. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm focused.
This nigga
on
said
that.
a surfboard.
But you know, like, I mean, y'all know me forever. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably be calm about it, but I'll be like, yo, you know what? I watched on fucking YouTube that we can make a bamboo tree or a fucking surfboard out of this bamboo tree. And I'll show you how to scale it very, very slowly. And I'm probably going to try it out, and I'm going to be successful at it. I don't know about the situation, but I'm just saying, like quiet situations, that makes me nervous. And I'm never nervous.
I think here you would have been comfortable though. Yeah. But yo, you don't want to hear some funny shit, right? So when we get there to the island, we're on our way to the Airbnb. The dude's taking us there, and the dude's is like, yo, we see a deer. And I'm like, on an island. How the fuck a deer get here? Like, did that motherfucker swim over here? Like, what?
Motherfucker
And I'm
doggy
like,
paddled his
well,
way
they
over
must have brought it here, right? So I'm like, well, whatever. Like, all right, I hope I don't run into this motherfucker, right? So yeah. So me and him go and get the food.
Into it.
So me and him go and get some food, right? And then we're riding back. It was very dark. They didn't have any street lights, anything like that, right? So we're riding back in the go-kart or the golf cart, and it's got lights on it. And we're talking. We're like, yo, like it'd be nice to see that deer. Like, well, he says it'd be nice to see that deer or whatever. Like, that might freak us out, but or whatever, it'd be nice to see it or whatever. 2 seconds later, we turn the fucking corner. The deer is right fucking there. Now the shit is on my side. I'm in the passenger seat, bro. And this nigga's right, all open. We get by the deer. I'm like, yo. The motherfucker's right there, bro. I'm like, oh my God. But look, though, you want to hear some funny shit, man? I looked at that deer. That was the most beautiful deer I've ever seen in my life, man. No, that motherfucker's face was full. The nigga had golden brown fur.
Yo, and it had a rainbow trail behind it. Like that deer stuck out to this nigga.
But listen, I said these ones back here look like crackheads compared to that damn deer. I said these shits look sick. These motherfuckers look like they is on drugs or whatever, man. I said they take good care. This deer look like it takes showers and that motherfucker had a bath before he came out today.
It was a nicely maintained
deer,
man. Like, not like our New York shit to be.
No, absolutely not.
Yo,
It might have been a different breed or whatever the case, but this motherfucker looked healthy. That nigga looked healthy, man. I was like,
the motherfucking endangered species out there. How the hell we got deer? Yeah. No, I mean,
it's weird because it's an island. You're like, you don't, obviously that stuff, it's got to get there somehow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's surrounded by water. So, like, somebody had to bring it there.
Somebody brought what I mean? It was a baby deer.
Yeah.
They raised
it wasn't baby. It wasn't baby.
Well, no,
maybe.
They
Maybe.
That was somebody's pet.
This nigga seen the real life Bambi. This nigga, somebody is grooming this motherfucker. He's like, somebody is taking care of this shit.
Hell yeah,
That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious.
But no, man, the whole trip ended up being very therapeutic, man. I'm back. I feel fresh, like a lot of confidence, a lot of just everything. I'm fucking golden right now, man.
Exactly why we're going out tonight.
It sounds like he had a great week. Meanwhile, we were.
I was sitting around. Nothing. Yeah, I ain't do shit.
Listen, I was so miserable without my cousins. I was like,
you missed us?
I sat on my bed and read a book. I was like, this is fucking terrible.
What porn magazine did you read?
I didn't even hook up my PlayStation. I just said,
this nigga still gets porn magazines delivered.
Don't
Yo, that's funny.
Don't do that.
I mean, yeah, but I guess it's
that
nigga
got a subscription still.
No, listen, I did subscribe to porn online. That shit's $70 a month. I said, what?
Holy fuck! And you still paying for it?
No, I did it on accident.
Why would you?
Listen, I thought it was a free week. And I canceled that bitch. It didn't cancel. I said, what, 70?
But what's the use of subscribing to porn online when you can get it for free?
I was just chilling bored. There was a video I wanted to see that I couldn't click on.
I hate
just that. Just the fact that he had the dispensable, like, you know what I mean?
You probably had some like certain porn star you were following or something. You're sick.
I've changed.
So meanwhile, while these guys are off looking at porn and all this shit, I'm sitting in the woods. Listen, I purposely go on. I go and I text them. I go, "What y'all doing?" Like, just to make it think that I'm gonna be out there soon. I'll be like, "Yo, what y'all getting into?" It was like nothing. I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm just making sure I'm not missing shit."
Out here. Make sure you're not having fun.
I swear to God, like as soon as they're not having fun, I'm like, "Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing nothing." Yeah, I'm out here in the woods and shit. Now, if they're having fun, I'll throw a middle finger or some bullshit. I swear to God, I am that
jealous
petty.
in above. Like,
I'm that petty. I'm not necessarily jealous. But I don't fucking like you right now because I'm not doing what you're doing. That's
funny.
Is that jealousy? That's probably jealousy.
A little bit. It's okay.
It's all right. I'm not a real jealous person, but if I know that I'm like miserable out in the fucking wilderness and I text you and you're having a great fucking time, I'm gonna ruin it as much as I can.
Oh yeah. No, we were popping bottles. We were doing all types of shit.
He's having.
I saw their story. Yeah, I saw their stories. Like these bitches.
Oh, we was popping bottles. We had VIP. It was a good time.
Well,
thanks to my dude there. Thanks to my guy there.
And now it makes sense though that Brandon was high for those 4 days because
absolutely
the way he was articulating himself through the text. It was very matter of fact, like, and Brandon's not like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like we text all the time, we throw jokes and we do this stuff, but everything with Brandon, the punctuation was there.
It was, yeah, it was. Well, you want to know? That's so funny. I love that you brought it up because I was trying not to be weird. Like that was my I was like, so when I was texting, I was like, yo, don't be weird. Like text regular, and I thought like I was just not texting regular. So I wasn't. So
See, I already knew, but I wasn't gonna throw because he had told me, you know what I'm saying. But I wasn't gonna throw that in there. But when I tell you, like the niggas punctuate, like it was fucking perfect. Like everything, like he even put a semicolon. Nigga, nobody uses semicolon.
no, those shrooms make you sharp, man. They make you sharp. I'm telling you.
And it was in the right place. I write a lot of reports, and so he put a semicolon in that bitch. And like I have to do it like this because it feels like through text it shouldn't happen.
No,
maybe a comma or an exclamation point. This nigga threw a semicolon in there.
I wish you guys
and
could
it was in the right spot.
I wish you guys could have seen those letters and those words moving the way they did. I'm talking each individual letter was jiggling. They were all jiggling, real. And I was trying to get the text off because I didn't want to lock in and look at it. I was gonna get scared, so I was like, let me just text. I was trying not to look at it, and I was like, just all right, get it away. But them things were jiggling, man. I'm talking like the whole shit was like everything was freaked out.
Did you finish the text though?
I did, but it was just like I told him I can't look at my phone. Bye. Oh, it was like one of those kind of things. Like I just kind of
I had texted them, and the way like I don't know, man, it was perfect.
Yeah, no, I was focused. I was trying not to be a weirdo.
Wrong. I knew something was wrong, but like when you try not to be a weirdo, you end up being fucking strange as shit. I don't give a shit. And to me, this is my brother. I text him every single day. I know
you can tell the difference.
This
yeah,
shit was perfect. This thing had capital letters where they were supposed to be capital.
Oh man, I was sharp. I was sharp.
This nigga, he pulled grammar back from school. Like you know what I mean? Like I've never
English
seen him.
class.
Yo, I remember walking through the poker room and I was like, if I sit down right now, I'm on their ass. I'm like, I'm sharp than a motherfucking tack right now. If I sit down, I'm on their ass.
That movie Hangover where he was like, he was just looking at all the numbers and shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's how I felt, man. I could see through their soul.
Yeah. That's a great time.
Oh shit!
Yo, I forget about that.
No, I had a good time. No, I'm gonna definitely. We definitely have to go and do like a little getaway
Let's
sometime.
do a cruise.
And,
oh my god! Listen, a cruise is it's inexpensive and it's a great fucking time. Have you ever been on cruises like that? Yo, that shit is dope. The food is free. You get a drink package. You just drink and you just.
I do want to try a cruise out. I'm always cutting somebody's hair when they're getting ready for a cruise, and they're always telling me all about it.
There's at least 4 or 5 nightclubs on a cruise, plus a casino, plus live music wherever you go. The food is always there. You get drunk, you go get a fucking personally made pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the shit that I need in my life. And then you stop at the islands. So when you're not at the islands that you are like that's on your schedule to go to, you're on the boats, but on the boat they'll have like fucking game shows, B-list comics. I'm not gonna say A-list.
They got casinos on the board. They're playing poker and everything, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they got a lot of shit.
You have casinos, nightclubs, live music, and then you have comics.
Right.
Real fucking comics that you would know. Like, shit is dope, man.
Yeah, no, I definitely been wanting to do one for a while.
But you have to go on like a carnival or something. You know what I mean? Like you can't go on like a Disney or something. Like 3 single men, like we'd be there fucking weird as shit.
Right,
is that Cinderella running? Fucking,
he's like, yeah, Cinderella, I'll take it.
Well, and that's why that's who he is. But I'm saying, like, if you go on a carnival one, like they have, dance contests, the pool parties. And shit.
They getting it popping.
You get off on the islands, so then you like, we need to do that, like as a fucking group.
Definitely,
I would definitely
take a little vacay, take a little breather from everything.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to have no fucking letters on text.
Yeah, he's
jumping out.
definitely on his own.
That's
with that
some scary shit.
I'll be on my own again.
No, well, yeah, but I mean, once I'm out, I think I would absolutely try that. Just to.
It's just because it's natural. I don't no chemicals.
Nah, I can't do it.
And with those, you have to just start small. So once you start small and know where you're at, you're like, okay.
Now this nigga knows after he done took the fucking whole gallon.
I was a professional after 4 days.
Was like
guinea pig.
I was a professional after 4 days.
Took like the whole half of the bag. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna take the whole thing. I'll just take half of it.
Oh no, I woke up in the morning, pow. Just eat it immediately.
Yeah, but
wake up in the morning, then
in the
to
morning?
night. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
but
we're on vacation. We had a good time.
I need to see a skit. Because I need to see how the girl was who was coaching this nigga through it and how Brandon was responding to it. Because that would be so funny to me to watch that. She'd be like, oh my God, are you okay? You should have ate something. And Brandon was probably like, yeah, but listen, bitch, you talking too close.
Yeah.
And let's just.
Well, the
you know
part
what I mean?
with the shrooms is you see, you're very alert and aware. Everything is inside. You know what I mean? So all your feelings that you're feeling, it's all inside. You're straight outside. Like you know what I mean? Like you're regular. Eyes might be a little bugged out or whatever, but you're straight outside. Like, so I looked fine, but inside I felt like
inside
shit.
you were.
I felt like I was just crushed, man.
Yeah,
like
see,
inside, it was just a lot going on.
Is you think that's how, just like his texting, he was trying not to be weird, but I'm gonna tell you the punctuation was fucking on.
Yeah.
So imagine his stance as he's walking or talking to somebody. He'd be like, girl, you
just very sharp.
Yeah, everything is on point. and he just hit every angle. Girl, don't you ever, and then you come back and then get into the door. Like everything had to be. I have to see
Pop
this.
locking a little bit.
You'd have
Yo,
to
I
see a
swear to
video.
God, yo, no,
Especially
well,
when he had that text going, shit. No, we see you, B. You all right?
but the
I was
thing
trying
is,
to get away from it.
Yo, we've been saying this for years, and we need to have a skit show like where we have actual actors just to tell some of the stories of what like our fathers and shit have told us back in the day. Like if we would just act out some of these stories, that would be the greatest thing. Like the Chappelle Show on steroids. That's
Right. Key and Peele. Yeah. All right. Well, what else is going on? You guys want to talk about Jerry Springer?
Oh,
Jerry
poor
Springer
Jerry.
passed. R.I.P. Jerry.
When are you gonna start rooting?
Yeah,
Jerry.
Jerry. There isn't. Is there any more shows on like that nowadays?
No, you know.
Is there? There's no daytime. I don't even know. I don't
watch
watch
Maury, but he
Like,
like
Maury, but
Maury-
aren't they all reruns?
I think.
Yeah, but he got
you know what's?
off.
I just seen something. Maury said they put a post up. Maury put a post up, and he said if he could do a celebrity DNA test, that he would come back out of retirement. I was like, oh shit, that would be fucking crazy, right? If he did that.
Like what do you mean?
Like
with
like
the
if
kids
celebrities
and
come
shit.
up there and like do the DNA test, like try to.
The only thing that used to like the only reason I would watch Maury is to watch, and I don't know why I'm like this, right? I used to watch everybody do the same thing. Like every
out.
girl who was but they were dead set, right? Every girl's dead set. Nah, I know he the father in Maury, and then everybody would be against the guy. Right? Everybody would be against the guy. They automatically went against him. And then as soon as he was like, you are not the father, the girl would drop and run to the back.
Yeah, fall on
She
the
would
ground.
immediately go, ah! And she'd run back to a couch like this.
Just like this,
And she
actually.
would put her head down and she doesn't want to be seen. And the niggas start doing cartwheels and backflips and little pop locks and shit. I watched the nigga do a backflip and he was ready. He knew what he had to do. But then he felt bad and went back there and like tapped her on the back. Like he didn't even hug her. You know what I mean? He didn't really mean it, but it was like more for the world. And he was just like, yeah, you are.
just awkwardly helping her out.
You gonna make it through this. He was burping this bitch like, yeah, you gonna make it through this. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, and then she comes back 27 fucking times, right? And it's Jared. No, I know he's the one.
Look at the nose. Look at the nose. Yo, did Jerry Springer had like a court show, didn't he?
Yeah, he
So
was a
that
judge.
was his last thing.
That was his last thing. I never really even watched that, but
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
I
'cause
don't know. I don't know what it was about, but
Well, I watched real court shows. I'm not gonna say he wasn't a real court show. Well, he actually was a
definitely
very
wasn't.
smart dude. No, so like I think he started off to be a lawyer, and then he was on the news as what do you call him? Like a consultant.
oh, okay.
So like he was a lawyer, and then he was a fucking mayor. Like this dude.
Yeah, he
did it
definitely
all.
had
He
some.
did it all.
Yeah, he definitely had some clout there a little
He
bit.
had credentials, and if you ever look up the history on it, like he started off as a serious talk show, and then they just kept getting crazier and crazier,
Well,
and
and
he
that-
just liked the ratings. Like,
And that's my thing with this whole Jerry Springer thing, right? Like, so whatever, good dude. I'm not gonna. Obviously, he passes. I have nothing bad to say about him, but the show in general was definitely like detrimental to black people. Like that right there gave a stereotype to the world that wasn't good for black people. Like they definitely made that all their living off of black people's like dysfunction.
Well,
if you watch that show, that's all they did was fight and do ratchet ass shit. And all those shows, Ricky Lake, all that shit, when it was on at that time, man, people are looking at that and they're seeing, like, yeah, obviously they had white people on there and different races, like, but the ones that you seen the most were fucking black people. And what they did on there too was they gave people incentives to fight.
Oh, yeah.
So if you fought, you know what I'm saying? And so like people don't understand, like those shows, the Ricky Lake, the Jerry Springer, man, those were not good for the how people looked at black people in America. And I just like, you know, at the same time, like, yeah, it got ratings, but that's why it got ratings, because people like that ratchet shit. Just like how we got our most views on the OnlyFans girl last time. Like everybody wants the ratchet craziness, you know what I mean? But I don't, so that part I don't respect. And I'm kind of like glad that shit's off of TV now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
see,
the Steve dude took over, right? Yeah.
well, I don't even. I can't.
Do people even watch that like that? I don't
So
even know.
I did, but I cringed. I don't know. Like
It's just a
so
low budget Jerry Springer.
Yeah, but I used to watch it, but I didn't like it. I don't know. I'm fucking weird, right? So the thing is he would piss me off because he was so animated. If you came on and you were accused, like you couldn't sit down in a chair, and this nigga would throw the chair. Like he's like, you're not gonna sit. Everything was mad animated, like
steroids.
no, he was just like everything was scripted. He was like, you can't sit in my chair. It was that
He was
animated.
trying to be the bit bully kind of, you know what I mean?
I'm so weird that I have to see the outcome of these things, and so I can't even like watch the corniness. So I'll be like, oh, here it goes. Like I'll do something while they're doing the corniness, and then at least just watch the outcome. But yeah, I mean people don't really do that shit anymore.
Yeah, I don't watch I don't watch TV much anymore, anyways. But like I feel like there's definitely not a lot of shows like that anymore.
I'm addicted
Like,
to
people
court
kind of
shows.
do the
Like,
people do the
People's
reality
Court-
shows.
People's Court. I'm a fucking addicted. I used to record the shit on cable all the time. I'm that fucking guy. Yeah.
Real quick, but the Jerry Springer, I think the thing I used to love about watching it though was when they were like men and women dressed up, and all of a sudden they were going through determining like who was a female and who was a male.
Oh yes, yes. Some of those ones were good.
When I was younger, I'm like, oh, that's definitely a girl.
Also, yeah, but
No, those were the reveals, the gender reveals kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, but you know,
Jerry
a lot of
Springer
that-
might have started gender reveals.
So a lot.
You heard it here first.
But a lot of that shit calmed down though. So like, what was the other lady, Sally? Like, you ever watched that?
Yeah,
Netflix-
Sally Jesse Raphael, right?
The Netflix one. So they had the guy on there, and he had a girl who was his friend, and then she had a gay guy that was her friend or whatever, and he brought him on the Sally show to like say, I'm in love with you. I've been in love with you the whole night. He ended up killing the dude.
Yo, what?
After you have to watch. Like, it's on Netflix. Like, I think it's Netflix. I don't want to speak out of which platform it's on, but so that ended up happening. So that caused a thing in the talk show world that they were like, oh shit, like like
Yeah, be careful
we
how
can
the
be
shit you're
sued about
stirring
this
up,
shit.
yeah.
Right, because so what it was is he came from like a very conservative family, and he was friends with the guy at the time, but he didn't know that the guy like
Was looking at him.
was onto him. And so after the show, he ended up, people were kind of messing with him about it. And then the guy left something on the door and the whole nine. And so like that pushed him to end up killing the dude. And then there was a whole big thing of them suing like the Sally show. Because she was another one. It was Sally,
Yeah,
Ricky
yeah.
Lake, Montel, like
Yeah,
what
I
I
feel like
mean?
Montel was a little more like square, like counseling type shit. You know what I mean? Like
he
definitely
was, but I hate scripted shit when people. So I like him to be genuine. So like somebody to really feel some shit and say some genuine shit. But everybody would be like, "No, you don't even." And then they look to the crowd, like,
Yeah.
right. And everybody started clapping. I'm like, you motherfucker! Like nobody acts like that. You know what I mean? In
Wasn't
real life.
believable at all.
Yeah, no, but it's that definitely was the thing. I forget which platform is on, but he
check that
definitely
out.
killed that dude. Like he felt that
that's
embarrassed. But I mean, but imagine if so the one Jerry Springer show I was watching, the dude was sitting there and the girl, and it looked like a chick to me, and like she looked like a girl, and she was like, nah, I was born and I had a dick. So I was like, oh shit.
Oh, okay. Well,
But what do you expect that? So now you're on the Jerry Springer show. They encourage you to fight, and that was the first thing he did was swing. Listen,
Yo, how about-
I got to YouTube some of this shit. 'Cause I used to crack up at this shit. Like,
the best fight on Jerry Springer was Dr. Evil when on Austin Powers. Did you
I
guys remember
love.
that? if y'all got to see that if y'all haven't, in one of those Austin Powers movies, they had a scene when they were in Jerry Springer and Dr. Evil ran at
He was
one of the-
windmilling.
Yeah,
He was windmilling.
ran all soft.
Yo, that's gotta be one of the reels. Like I love that movie because of that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that is 100% hilarious. But no, I'm into my judge shows. So.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
old,
fuck with
I
those so
guess.
much, but all right. Well, R.I.P. Jerry Springer.
Jerry.
In honor of Jerry's name, we're gonna go out and start a fight tonight.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
I'm cussing. Listen, I'm cussing somebody out tonight. Somebody's
well,
getting cussed out tonight.
yeah.
In the memory of Jerry Springer, we're doing that.
That's almost a good percentage though, because if Brandon's drinking tonight, somebody may or may not get cussed out.
I got.
But he's not the leading cause of our problems. You just admitted on air that you were going.
Yeah, but see, Brandon has this gift, and I said it the last time. Brandon has this gift though, to where he will cuss somebody the fuck out, right? So if I cuss somebody out, I probably gotta apologize the next time I see them, like later on that week, or the next week after. Brandon is somehow best friends with the person 20 minutes after he has told this person that they're a fucking maggot, right? And then that they
Not that.
Yeah, well, it's been done.
That's hard to come back from.
No, maggot is not unless they really fully understand it. But I've seen it firsthand. Brandon cussed people out. And I'm not going to say 15 minutes. I'd say an hour. In an hour, Brandon is like,
Smooth it over.
They're taking pictures and they're buying drinks.
Smooth it over and make it right. Listen, I don't hold grudges.
right.
I don't hold grudges.
But
I'm
the
here.
person should though, right? Because I don't hold grudges either. If I cuss somebody out it's for a fucking reason, and all of a sudden they don't talk to me and they bring it up like 2 years later, they're like, "You're such an asshole."
Well,
2
guys,
years
listen
ago.
though. I'm healed. Okay, I'm back from vacation. I'm healed.
This nigga,
All
this
right.
nigga had an out of body experience.
Oh, I did, man. There was at one point I thought I was
Brandon was
floating
floating
for
over
sure.
the Brandon was floating over the ocean for
No, I thought I was
36
floating
hours.
for sure at one point. Yeah.
This nigga was floating over the ocean for 36 hours and watched himself. That Brandon came back enlightened. He about to school some niggas tonight. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to go
No, it's
somewhere.
getting deep. It's getting deep tonight.
He gonna start lecturing niggas at the bar nowadays. He's definitely gonna be cleared out.
All right. What else you want to talk about? Y'all want to do Ryan Garcia and Tank? Yeah. Skim over it real quick.
Ken,
Skim over.
did you watch the fight?
We were out, so we kind of. Derek was watching. Derek is sitting in VIP, watching the fight on his phone. Like I'm telling you, like the party is going on around him. We're popping bottles. We're like, yo, we're in there. Like I mean, we're just getting it. And this nigga's over here like this. He's got his fucking phone. Yeah. But no, the fight was
True sports fan, right?
I was rooting for Tank the whole time. I could see after the first round, like there was definitely a skill level like difference. You know what I mean? Like I could tell that Ryan Garcia was definitely not. He wasn't ready for that fight. Whoever was in his camp, whoever was behind him, was there just to make money, not for his career, because he did not deserve to be in that ring that night. That nigga got put down. He got jaw checked on the second round. Got put down.
Pure skill alone. Like don't get me wrong. Tank is not the smartest person. He's not the sharpest crayon in the box. Right? This nigga is. But if you look at his boxing style, it reminds you of Floyd's.
Well, yeah, Sue trained him.
So and the thing is that you have to slow these videos down to watch exactly what they're dodging, because people actually think they're hits. If you watch the slow-mo videos of him dodging, none of it hits it. It's all a parry, or it's all going off the top of his glove, and then when he actually connects, his shit is solid.
Yeah.
So like people actually think he's getting hit, but he's actually parrying all of that shit.
Did y'all watch the fight anywheres?
Listen, I was in my armory and the dudes were watching it, but I had been without sleep and I laid my ass on. But I watched the highlights.
Yeah?
And that's
I
all
woke
I
up the
needed.
next day, watched the highlights, but
That's all you needed.
Yeah.
Because if you watch the whole fight, you know you're wasting your time, because it was just from the knockouts on its own. The shit was so slick. I was just like, I don't even.
Yeah, no, it was a good little thing. Like I seen some. I was checking Derek's phone when he would, every now and then I'd go over and look over his shoulder and check it out and shit like that. But no, the whole thing in general, I just don't like. Like some people were trying to say that he was like he threw the fight because he kneeled, and I just think that was bullshit or whatever. They're just talking. There's always some conspiracy shit.
Yeah, but if you look in the liver shots though,
Say motherfuckers never been hitting the liver before.
right,
absolutely.
But in the actual time it takes to get to you.
Oh, a little delay.
Yeah,
a little
it's definitely delayed.
Yeah.
Like you get hit in the liver, like you gonna be like, oh,
You shit on yourself a little bit.
I'm definitely peeing a little. I mean, you're at least gonna do 3 PE drops. If somebody hits you in the liver that hard that drops you to a knee, you're a full athlete. If it drops you to a knee, you're gonna pee.
No, liver shots are no joke. I mean, you'll definitely be in the hospital if you get hit hard enough.
Yeah,
for sure.
right.
You're gonna be hurting.
Yep. So the AI conversation.
Yeah, but what's the little? I mean, you probably got a main point. You're probably gonna get to it, but the only time I seen this subject was my fucking. What is it? The yellow TikTok.
Snapchat.
No, Snapchat.
This motherfucker said TikTok.
This nigga said the yellow.
Shut the fuck up. I know what it is
old.
when I'm looking at my phone.
Nigga's old like a motherfucker.
What's the yellow app on my
Yeah, that
goddamn
yellow
phone?
app.
I know it's
Boy,
yellow.
that nigga age coming through like a motherfucker tonight, boy. God
I
damn.
think I'm not that old.
That was the MyBot thing. They added that to Snapchat like earlier this week or last week, and it's just a thing that. So like the thing is what like. In about 10 years, we're all going to have our own assistant. This is going to be damn near like that right there. You're going to be able to talk to them, and they're going to be able to tell you whatever you need to know. And they're going to be able to help you with anything you need to know. So, like, have you guys heard of Chat GPT?
No.
You never heard of that? So that's an app, right? That you can go on there, and this thing, you can ask for help with different things. So if you want to write a story, you can implement whatever it is. So I want to write a story about a little girl going to the store getting candy, and you type that in. This thing will give you an outline of a story, and it's not plagiarism either. It's its own thing, right?
Yeah.
And so it goes for that. That's one of the things in it. Another thing, you can go and say like with this, like I'm gonna do a disclaimer before this episode about drugs. I'm gonna type in that thing. I need a disclaimer for drugs for a video, blah blah blah, and it's gonna give me a whole disclaimer. It's gonna write it out for me. You know what I mean?
So that you're not missing anything.
It's not even that you're not missing anything. It's damn near doing the work for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's writing, like it'll write you a report. Say if you want to, if you have a report in school on something, you put that in there. It's going to give you a whole
Isn't that
outline
the
of.
fucking issue though? Like I don't know.
Well, no, we want things to get easier, man. Some of that stuff,
Yeah,
like,
but you do though. But then
like they're going to learn that stuff in school. So
then
like,
what are you losing though? So right, so like what I'm saying is, so we came up in the era of where we still had home phones, right? So everybody in here probably had a home phone, or at least remember a home phone, right? But like our social skills are sharp in person, but also we came in the era of when social media and shit was introduced, or just like AI or whatever it is introduced. Don't you feel like the kids are losing like the social aspect of it?
some are, but no.
I think they
I think
are.
they're very there's a lot of outgoing kids, and they're just some weird kids, obviously, but, like, there's a lot
even
of
if
outgoing
I mean
people.
I can't spit like the actual statistics now, but they're doing studies of actual, like the generation that came up with just the electronics and just the AI shit, and they're actually less productive at work and less motivated and less you know what I mean. It's like I said, I wish I had the statistics.
Yeah, I would like to see that
in my
because
head
that
right now. Yeah,
that sounds weird. I would like to see that.
Yeah, no, it's-
in China they've already started with like some AI stuff in the school. Like, so they're making these kids wear these like headsets, and it's tracking like how long they're focused on things, like how much they're blinking, if they're tired, what else is it? I mean, it's really like getting down to the whole thing. Like if they're like how much their attention span is, like when they're reading or whatever the case is. And it's really like it's part of an experiment out there. But
giving
like
these
that's
niggas
how
naps.
deep it is. Like they're definitely like implementing it in schools out there and shit. Like and I think one day we'll see it out this way. But it's just a lot of different things. So like they're introducing it slowly. So like Spotify you can get your own DJ on there that is AI. And that motherfucker talks during everything. It'll go through the songs. It mixes and does everything.
Really?
Yeah. On Spotify. And then it's just certain things like I said, that Chat GPT, the Snapchat, all that stuff is going to be implemented slowly, and we'll start to get used to it a little bit more. Like it's going to be one day we're going to have our own assistant, like I said, and then we're going to be able to name it and be like, yo, blah blah blah,
but
and help
weren't-
us out with everything, man.
Yeah, but weren't they? Who's the guy?
We're in the iRobot stage right now.
Yeah, but
Pretty
weren't
in the iRobot
weren't they
stage.
calling for a stop to all of Elon, right? So
To stop to all what?
to the actual the AI progress.
So there's open AI, and that's the problem. So the open AI doesn't stop learning. The other, like the Chat GPT and things like that, there's a cutoff point to where it doesn't know
no, so
more further. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's the open AI just keeps
right.
learning.
Yeah, but I mean that's still in the way that we're going. I mean, if you're doing, I don't know, if you're doing that shit, and then even the open AI, I don't know, it could just be dangerous. Just from my experience, looking at all the shit, all the crutches that kids have, and it makes them fucking weird. They're weird kids.
I think that's just some of the parenting and whatever. Like my son's not weird. Like he's 10 years old. He's right in the prime of it all. Like I make sure he's not.
Because he has you as a father, though. So
Right.
like it's based off of like our communication and the shit that we have with them. So we kind of pull them away from that and bring them back to reality. But imagine the people who like let
just
these
sit there
things
all day.
babysit their kids. You know what I mean? And they just stick them in front of a fucking tablet, or they do those things, or they don't have actual conversation with them. Like these kids, I'm telling you, I see it firsthand. And even when I was a recruiter and in these schools, like the social awkwardness of anything, like for them to talk to you was like.
But I think some of it though too is because we forget too. Like some of it is that them just being kids, not knowing themselves, not being confident enough. So like, you know what I mean? Like you have to build that stuff as a kid.
Well,
You know what I
right.
mean? So it's not just all just technology making them that way. It's definitely them just growing up and just like learning themselves and learning how to be confident. Like I remember just going through those stages of like I guess I was always a little more outgoing, but like around people that I didn't know, like I definitely kind of like shut down a little bit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like as you're growing up, like you gotta come out your shell a little bit. So I don't think it's all the way that. There is some to it though. There is some to that.
There's a lot to it.
Because like us and Day, like they can't speak to a female in person. Like they have to literally be, what's your Snapchat? Like what the?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird to me.
But they don't like have conversations with them in person.
No,
I'm telling you.
they can't do it.
And so my son
They cannot do it.
My son is the only one, and like you can see the confidence in him. Like like my Hassan, like the confidence in him because because he's social and he does that. He like sees himself above, like he can actually speak to a person and be like, yo, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
He can still go to this. But I'm telling you, a lot of the dudes and a lot of these kids, they will be very, very
Yeah, but could you guys speak to girls like that when you were young?
Well,
Were you just like so confident?
But we
You
had
had
to. We didn't have work. We didn't text. We didn't go to Facebook. We had to.
You had to be goofy.
You had to get out of. You had to get out of that.
Well, no,
hey, girl,
you would.
You got
you would,
$1?
You had to
You
get out
would
of
get
that
a
show.
dollar. I
Well,
got.
it would be through other friends and stuff like that. You would say, "Yo, let me go
absolutely.
talk. Let me bring your friend, and then
Yeah,
let
but
me get her
see,
number." You would
but
talk
it's
on the phone and
still-
stuff like
but
that. So it's
still
not
a
as.
social- but it's still a social thing. So so like I'm going through you to get to you because I'm shy to talk to you, but I'm still talking to you as a female, right? But they're not doing that. What they're doing is they're like, so they have their own group when they're at school. They be like, you know what I mean? They do that when they walk by, and then they text them immediately.
That was the most lazy.
That's what's going on.
It was.
Yeah, I'm on my light skin shit always. I just,
But
Yo.
no, but seriously, this is what these kids are doing. So like, if this is the female and I'm the male and I'm at school, like we do this when we go by in the hall, and then when I get to class, I'm texting you. Oh, yo, you look good and you do these things. It's a thought process that goes in. They don't know how to do it on the spot. And I'm telling you, that's what I get this information from my son, and he just, you know what I mean? Like I just keep him.
I get it. I definitely
I'm
there
telling you,
is something to it, but I definitely feel like just I think with the matureness of the age and things like that, like
You can see it in grown people now, though. Well, in the grown generation that's younger than us, like if they didn't have that whole social, like there was a point where we didn't even, like we went out to see people. You know what I mean? Like to talk to them. You couldn't talk
find
to them
them.
no other type of way.
You had to find
You had to
them.
walk the streets
Yeah,
to
you had
find
to
where the
find
homies
them.
is
Yeah,
at.
but thinking when you first heard a text was fucking weird. I'm like, I'm not typing. I gotta press 6 times on one button to get to the fucking
yeah.
L. Like
T9,
like,
T9,
word,
remember
T9
T9?
word.
Oh my
Right.
God, yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? Like you didn't.
T9 word.
I'm not texting you. Like yo, fucking call me or I'll see you at the spot. Like I know you going there because I talked to old girl. Like that's how you were gonna speak to people. Like now it's easy. They can think like when somebody texts you, you got a minute. You know what I'm saying? You could be like, yo, what's the best fucking? I'm about to hit her with that ill shit. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not even like an automatic response. Like. So in person, they're fucking weird because they don't know how to respond without thinking about it or Googling the word that you said that they didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a very awkward stage, and I get it. You know what I mean? It's not even that like I'm shunning them for it. I get it because they grew up in that motherfucking.
But see, I feel like a lot of the kids have access to a ton of information online. So all they have to do is
that's the
search up
problem.
whatever they want, though. But like, look, though, all they have to do is search up whatever they want. Like, so like how to have more confidence. Like you can literally go on YouTube and there's somebody that can tell you how to have more confidence or tell you how to go about like working on yourself like that.
But it doesn't
And so
work.
like you don't know
true.
that though.
That's true.
Yeah, but-
you know what I mean? You don't know if it works because
Well, I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, but.
like they have the access to everything. So some of these little motherfuckers are sharp, bro. Like that's what like I think you're missing some of that. Like you see like a few awkward kids, but some of these little niggas is sharp, bro. Like
I'm
like,
saying-
like Julio grew up in that time. Like he's good.
Yeah.
Like that nigga
But
be.
look who,
you know what I'm
but
saying?
look who he's surrounded by.
But before he was surrounded, like he was always, you know.
I'm just saying. So your mom's probably the most active mom that I've ever. You know what I mean? Like she's gonna tell you exactly what she feels at the exact time that she fucking feels it. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just you have to understand. Well, and I do understand. And I'm out in the world, and like especially when I was a recruiter, I seen every kid, and I did. And there are sharp kids, and there is a lot of
some sharp
information
motherfuckers.
at their hands. But I'm just saying, as far as the socializing goes, so like they can get the information, they can build themselves up to be this way, but actual talking and speaking and verbalizing what you mean and you feel and you think it's very rare.
I think you're wrong. I think you're so wrong. It's because like so you can go on like TikTok and things like that, and these people are out doing street interviews, talking to a ton of people. Like they got their phones out, asking people questions, doing all this shit. So I think that's the difference.
No,
I don't know what
I'm
you're
saying a person that's gathering information, but I'm saying like, but I mean, so if you feel like that on the contrary, why wouldn't it be the same way for me to feel like the basic kid that I see throughout my life, and as a recruiter in the schools, and
I think you changed the argument though. There, you went to basic kid now. You changed the argument.
I'm saying the normal, yeah, but I'm saying the normal kid, the everyday kid. What you're saying is somebody who has a lot of followers who's on.
No,
these,
not even just a lot of followers. They just
Okay,
do this. Like if you watch these high school kids, I've got a lot of them on like Facebook and stuff like that. They're very outgoing, bro. Like they be doing shit. They be outside, like running around doing shit.
So
and I feel like when you're saying like when you were saying like they can build themselves up and get all this confidence and do that and then still not be social. I'm like, I don't see that. I see the opposite. I really see like the kid. There is some awkward kids that can't really talk to people straight up. But I definitely feel like these kids are outgoing. They have a ton of information. They know they know how to get the information to better themselves. Like if you listen to these young dudes, they be like, yo, love you, man. Like they're very in touch with their emotions now. Like it's very different. Like when you hear these kids talk, like it's not like how we used to be trying to be hard and like all that shit. Like these kids are in touch with their emotions now.
Yeah, but
they're with their bros. Like I mean, it's a whole different like vibe now, you know. And I don't know if you see that because
I fully get what you're saying. I'm just saying. So like as a person who literally had to scale. Like I had to scale everything from the malls to the schools, to anything. Like just out in the world, I'm talking and I'm physically talking to these kids and I'm getting their responses and it's confused responses. You know what I mean? And then even when I wasn't in my uniform and just regular clothes,
that plays a part.
Right. So I'm saying even in my regular clothes, out of my uniform, and just talking to them and seeing these things, it's an awkward interaction. And they don't know how to respond or they don't know how to really talk. Or it'd be a kid that I seen online just being so active and so being like this. And then out in the world, they're just fucking weird. Like, it's like, yo, it's okay. You can talk to me, you know, without being on that. I don't know. So, I mean, I'm not saying that those kids aren't out there and they're not out there being active and asking questions. And I've seen a lot of kids that were active because I've spoken to a lot of them. But I'm saying the vast majority of kids who live behind that fantasy world where their life is more exciting online than it is in person, I think that they're uncomfortable speaking in person. You know what I mean? And they'd rather like think about and plan out the perfect picture, the perfect saying, the perfect caption to go with things. You know what I mean? And I just like, to me, that's just what I see. And it doesn't have to be, it's not right or wrong. It's just how I see it.
No, I get it. All right, that's it. That's episode 7 in the books. Y'all give us a round of applause. Hey!